Well, Tucker Carlson has responded to George Santos and his lies, more specifically, the media's response to George Santos's lies. And Tucker Carlson decided, you know what? Instead of just being reasonable, can you imagine Tucker Carlson being reasonable? I'm going to make it my mission to make fun of the fact that people care that someone scammed his constituents by lying to them into this position of power. So what Tucker Carlson is doing here is responding to a montage put together of the media's response to George Santos, justifiably upset, including myself. I'm not in the montage, but I'm saying me as someone also upset about this in the media. And he then, and this is where I'll start the clip for you, does this bit, sort of being super sarcastic, pretending to be upset too. It's very strange.
It was a stolen election. It was a stolen election. You heard Adam Kinzinger say it. And CNN filled in the blanks. It's not just that George Santos claimed that he once played volleyball in college. Played volleyball in college. It's worse than that. Indescribably worse. George Santos told other people out loud, and CNN can exclusively confirm this, that he had a volleyball scholarship, perhaps the most coveted credential in collegiate sports. But he didn't. It was all a facade. It was a tissue of lies constructed to deceive the American people. There was no volleyball scholarship. There was not a single dollar of volleyball scholarship. George Santos made it all up out of whole cloth, out of thin air. George Santos is an ersatz volleyball player, a fraud, a ghoul. People voted for this man believing he had played collegiate volleyball on a scholarship, and he hadn't. And yet tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this thief of volleyball glory strides the halls of the United States Congress unimpeded by law enforcement. It's like another insurrection. And by the way, we are hearing tonight, we can't confirm this, but we're continuing our investigation in George Santos. There are reports tonight that he did not actually work at Citibank. He did not work at Citibank. No volleyball scholarship, never worked at Citibank. What percentage of the people who voted for George Santos under false pretenses would have done so had they known he never played volleyball and never worked at Citibank? We can only guess, obviously a very small percentage.
So, having a good old time, thinking it's quite funny, to pretend to be upset while making clear he's not at all upset. And what is so wild about this is it's kind of in line, and we'll get to the fact that he's completely misrepresenting the facts of the situation. Or at least leaving out a whole lot of lies that Santos told. But this is in line with what I've been talking about recently, that it seems Tucker Carlson has just decided it's his mission on his show to pick the stance that is the most opposite of people he dislikes. That's the only thing that matters. Not reason, not facts, just whatever's the most different from those that he dislikes. So if the left, if mainstream media is upset with George Santos for lying uncontrollably, then he has to make fun of the fact that they care and cover for Santos in that sense. And then, of course, the most noticeable part of that monologue is that he pretends that Santos got caught in one lie, and it was that he had a volleyball scholarship and he didn't. Okay, he shouldn't have done that, but it's not that big of a deal. Or, shoot, he lied about just where he worked. That's, not great, but let's not kick him out of Congress, right? That's not at all the story that is accurate, right? Because yes, he lied about the volleyball thing and the career thing, but also, and I'm not going to go through the whole list because it is exhausting to go through. I've done it before and it keeps getting longer, but yes, as I said, the career, the schooling, the volleyball, him being Jewish, his mom dying in 9/11, putting down people saying they donated to him in his campaign filings who don't actually exist, so lying about the financing of his elections, scamming a disabled veteran out of thousands of dollars by saying he would raise money for his dog, the disabled veteran's dog who was going to die. George Santos raises the money in the dog's name, takes the money, doesn't give it to the disabled veteran, and the dog dies. Lots of examples of just how low character this individual is. Saying that he is the descendant of Holocaust survivors, and on and on and on. So Tucker Carlson there, by only focusing on one or two of the examples, is trying to make it out to be much less significant, which is quite dishonest. Not surprising with Tucker Carlson. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.